Like a lot of other people, I have spent the majority of the time playing Genshin, and I have also been playing Honkai for a while, so I thought it would be good idea to compare them. Since they both are made by MiHoYo, it may seem unfair since Genshin is open world while Honkai is more of a traditional gacha, but still they share a lot of elements and assets. I'm going to compare Genshin versus Honkai, and we'll find out which game is the best. Number 1, graphics and world. So no question here. Genshin looks absolutely stunning. It's hard to believe that this is a mobile game. Honkai still looks good for a mobile game, especially considering that it's a few years old now, but still it's no competition for Genshin. Same goes for the world itself. Outside of a few small open world elements, Honkai doesn't have a world you can walk around in. Like most other gachas, Genshin world is huge and stunning, and I'm excited to see what the remaining regions look like. The perhaps only downside of Genshin world is that it feels pretty empty. It's fun and pretty for a few days, but I'll probably get bored of running around in an empty open world. Number 2, battle system. Genshin's battle system is a dumbed down and a slower version of Honkai. To me, it feels dull, boring and clunky, like an old, outdated MMO. After months of playing, I never got tired of battles in Honkai, but I'm already avoiding battles in Genshin after just 2 days. A lot of other gacha games focus on the battle system because that's what you're doing most of the time. It feels like Genshin cut corners here because you're spending so much time running around. So why didn't they just copy Honkai's battle system? I feel it's because of PvP. It's impossible to have a PvP in Honkai with how the battles and skills work, but they probably wanted to keep that future option for Genshin. Unfortunately, with how boring the current battle experience is, I really think it takes away from the PvE experience. Number 3, story and characters. At least with what has released so far, Genshin's story is not very good. I mean, it's your typical cliche Disney fairy tale story translated to anime that doesn't make sense. I still think there's a hope for them to turn it into something good, but it will be hard. Same goes for the characters. They are dull and predictable. I don't feel a connection to any of them, but of course it's beautiful, really pretty and professionally voiced. Honkai's story, once it picks up after the first couple of chapters, it's something really unique. It's sad and emotional and even rivals story-driven single-player games. It's one of the few games that managed to move me. Some of the anime cutscenes still give me goosebumps after rewatching them 20 times. When I spend money in Honkai, I always justified it with supporting the amazing storytelling and cutscenes. It's actually hard for me to believe that these two games are made by the same company, with how different the quality of writing is. And finally, gacha ratings. Both Genshin and Honkai are on the ungenerous side when it comes to ratings. I see a lot of people complaining about Genshin's 0.6% rate, and while it sucks, there's a lot of factors at play, and I think it's too early to judge. And I think one can build extremely good free-to-play teams in both games, and spending is no way necessary. I think all the rate criticism is misjudged. Just like in Honkai, F2P players who manage resources will probably be able to get at least one copy of all available characters. They just won't be able to max them, but at least you can get your favorite characters to play with. It just takes time. And finally, endgame. Honkai is a traditional gacha here, continuous events, rankings and stuff like that. It's average to me. The game is really about the characters and story. That's what makes me come back. Perhaps it's too early to judge, but endgame is what worries me about Genshin. There doesn't seem to be much right now. Yeah, it's pretty, but that won't matter anymore after you explore everything once or twice. Let's be honest, you're not gonna walk around in the world just for fun. Traveling will become a chore. I think the quality and open world may work against the game since it may take a longer to create high quality event than in other gacha games. Overall, I feel like Genshin has sacrificed everything. Battles, stories, events and games just to look pretty. It's still super early of course, so I may be totally wrong with my first impression. I actually would really like Genshin if it was a traditional MMO. It gives me old school Ragnarok online vibes, but as a PvE focused gacha game, let's see what happens in the future. And there you have it guys. What do you think? Comment down below and also give me your reviews about which game is better in your